This is a Saturday Morning TV log from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, babe. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TV log, and this time around it's Rude Dog and the Dweebs, brought to us by Marvel Productions. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm the Big D, and this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So this week's Saturday Morning TV log is Rude Dog and the Dweebs, an animated series based on the titular character that was developed by Sun Sportswear, which the character was created by Brad McMahon and featured in clothes advertising. Series was produced by Marvel Productions along with the animation studio AKOM. Originally premiering on CBS on September 16th, 1989. This was another underrated series, but this one just should have been let go. It could have found a new home, but I'm getting too far ahead myself. So let's get into this story. The series takes place in Beverly Hills, where we focus on the titular character. Rude Dog runs a package delivery service and lives in a garage with a group of 7 other dogs called the Dweebs. Excuse me. The team includes the stuttering dachshund Caboose, the uptight bulldog Winston, the smooth fox terrier Reginald, or Reggie for short, the Great Dane Barney, the Chinese crested mix Ditsy Kibble, the Beagle Satch, and the friendly Chihuahua Tweak. And Rude Dog has a girlfriend named Gloria. Now, of course, each week, Rude Dog and his dweebs go on all sorts of fun-filled misadventures and what have you, but they do have numerous dangers in their way. Most notably, the vicious cat Seymour, as well as the ubiquitous dog catcher Herman and his dim-witted Rottweiler assistant named Rot. Rude Dog and his company balance their delivery duties with attempts to elude the persistent Seymour, Herman, and Rot each week, as I've said. But anyway, I have to say this show was just so wow. But anyway, I will say this show is just so funny, what have you. The show actually provides a good voice acting cast. Rude Dog is voiced by Rob Paulsen, who of course was already well known for voicing Raphael on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which would come to CBS the following year, doing a conventional New Jersey accent. Yes, he does a pretty darn good job. Of course, now for the rest of the group, there's voice guy Frank Welker voicing Caboose. Well, absolutely doesn't have a really good job. Anyway, Welker also does the voice of Seymour in a real silly way, kind of similar to the way he voiced Scooter in Challenge of the GoBots and lots of other characters. Anyway, now he's a pretty funny character. Winston is voiced by Peter Cullen, who of course was well known for voicing Optimus Prime in the original Transformers, as well as recently lending his voice to cartoons like Saturday Supercade and the Filmation Ghostbusters series. He also does the voice of Herman the dog catcher. Yeah. Then there's Reggie, voiced by Mendes Segal. Segal, impersonating Jack Nicholson. Yeah, that's a pretty fun character. Barney is voiced by, are you ready for this? Dave Coulier, who of course was already well known for playing Joey on ABC's hit comedy Full House, as well as he was at the time now currently voicing Dr. Peter Venkman in The Real Ghostbusters, which was now Slimer in The Real Ghostbusters, and of course he was already sort of popular for being on the Nickelodeon show Out of Control. Voicing Ditsy Kibble is Ellen Gerstel. Yes. And of course, she's lent her voices to several cartoons like Gem and the Dragon's Lair tune. I is it Yes, yes, where she voiced Princess Daphne in that show. She also lent her voice to My Little Pony, the original series, and later to other shows like Tailspin, Mighty Max, Little Clowns of Happy Town, which I know that was out before that, and then oh yeah, and she also recently lent her voice to Tutu on Munchichis, and also lent her voice to other cartoons that came out after that include that also include Darkwing Duck, Ah, Real Monsters, and Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. Yep, and then Satch is voiced by Jim Cummings, who of course was currently voicing Winnie the Pooh at the time. And this was actually right at the time he started voicing Tigger as well. Of course, that same year he lent his voice to Mai and Fat Cat on Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. He later went on to lend his voice to Darkwing Duck, Dr. Robotnik on the Saturday Morning Sonic the Hedgehog series, and many others shows. And he's still doing it to this day. He voices Satch by impersonating funny guy Ed Wynn. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Frank Welker also provided the voice of vocal effects for Rot. Apologies for that. Ellen Garcelle is also the voice of Rude Dog's girlfriend Gloria, and Tweak is voiced by Hank Soroyan. So now you know about the voice acting cast. Now, it's been years since I last saw this, but I did watch a few episodes before going into this. Yes, you can find full episodes on YouTube. You can find some kind of a compilation vid, because after this, the series did get released on physical media, but just on video cassette. It's not available on DVD or Blu-ray, nor is it available on any streaming service, which I'll get to that in just a moment or so. But it did get released on video cassette through Celebrity Home Entertainment's Just for Kids label. Of course, you know that's the level of that kid who. Well, I won't bring any word for that. Kid, you know, his name was Noel. Yeah. But anyway, I've got to say, this show is just extremely underrated. The show unfortunately ended after only one season. After an overall total of 13 episodes with two cartoons featured per episode for 26 cartoons. The show ended on December 16th, 1989. Now, of course, later on, after the series had ended, select episodes were released in the UK on PAL VHS tapes. Yes, that's it. Well, wait a minute. Take that back. Scratch it on DVD. They're saying that it was released on DVD around 2005, but I can't guarantee that though, unfortunately. Sorry. But overall, I found this to be not too bad. Anyway, aside from CBS, it was also broadcast around the world, like on BBC, yeah, and even the UK version of Nickelodeon and Fox Kids in Australia, which that reminds me, I'm going to get to that. As this show was produced by Marvel Productions, ownership was passed to Disney in 2001 when Disney acquired Fox Kids Worldwide, which also included most of the Marvel Productions library, which means the show unfortunately is not available on Disney Plus. But however, like I said, there are episodes on YouTube. I think all of them are there, but it's tough to figure out. But yeah, I even found one episode, which was episode number 5, which contained the short stories Nightmare on Dweeb Street and Dweebsy Kinda Love, which was taken from its actual CBS showing. Well, well, from a rerun anyway, from 1990, and that included the original commercials and what have you. But unfortunately, this show was hated on. In 2014, listing it among 12 1980s cartoons that did not deserve remembrance, IO9 characterized the series as an animated atrocity, knowing that the series appeared to glorify the rudeness that was the main character's defining characteristic. Well, that may be, but nevertheless, I found this film to be pretty comical and what have you. Please stand by. Okay, now, when Rude Dog and the Dweebs premiered, the show aired in the 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central time slot. But unfortunately, it was facing some stiff competition from Saved by the Bell, which debuted the same year on NBC, which would soon become a big juggernaut for the network, and the second half of the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show on ABC. The show preceded Garfield and Friends, which was now entering its second season, and then was followed by reruns of The Adventures of Raggedy Ann and Andy from the previous season. And that's where it stayed until the series was canceled. But after that, it has never been seen again. It has never been re-aired anywhere. If this show had found a new home, it would have been maybe on the new Fox Kids network or in syndication. But of course, that never did happen. But even so, Root Dog and the Dweebs, I feel like this is a show that shouldn't get much hate. I mean, there are some people out there might have grown up with the Rude Dog character and, well, I've had a soft spot for it. I I actually remember Rude Dog, and I think I had a Rude Dog shirt maybe when I was a kid. I think. Oh, but that was a long time ago. But nevertheless, I found this show to be very darn comical. It's real funny and has some really funny characters. Here's a look at 'em. Here's an actual look at Rude Dog and his dweebs there. Now you can see what the characters look like, just in case if you've never seen this show. But as for the vanities, you'll have to watch the show and you'll see what they look like. But even so, I found this show to be just a little underrated. Maybe not one of the best cartoons out there, but I found this to be pretty funny because I was watching this. Well, I kind of went on and off from this by going to the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, but I never did catch on with Saved by the Bell, to be honest. But anyway, Rude the Dog and the Dweebs, I feel like this is just such an underrated show. Sure, it may have the potential of being rude like the titular character is, but don't don't let that fool you. Well, get to you, okay? If you grew up remembering the name of Rude Dog and you never knew about this show, then I'd say give this show a watch. Like I said, I think you can find all episodes on YouTube. Yes, some are in compilations in my view, and some are in solo episode form. That's about it. That's about all I can say. So, what did you think of Rude Dog and the Dweebs? Did you ever watch this show when you were a kid? If so, let me know in the comment section below. And do you think it should have kept going? Why have you? Well, maybe someone I know would. Leave leave a message for me in the comment section below if you knew this show, you remember this show. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And join me later tonight when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of The Devil Wears Prada 2. And look for an out of theater reaction later in the day. Okay? So if you like this, check out these other dog themed tunes. If you like this, in the upper left hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog I did on Foofer, which came out 3 years prior before this show. Or go to the upper right hand corner and see the Saturday Morning TVLog I did on the Beethoven animated series, which came out 5 years after this show premiered. Or you can go to the bottom left hand corner, you can see the Saturday Morning TVLog I did for a real dog of a tune with canines that are superheroes in Road Rovers. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Saturday Morning TVLog. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and next week's Saturday Morning TVLog is The Adventures of Don Quixote and Sancho Panda. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.